Contrary to popular belief, teachers are human and we often get frustrated. The transition to remote learning has also prompted some educators to reconsider their contributions made to their respective organizations. This online environment has weighed on our emotions when we are managing administrative duties, colleagues, students, and families. We are expected to show patience and remain calm in the face of students' and parents' complaints. We are also required to gain this miraculous superpower of recognizing when our students are overwhelmed and cater to each of those needs by providing a sense of belonging to our students, although they're not physically in our presence. With these issues so widespread within the virtual environment, the research will evaluate the effects of e-leadership on the quality of distant learning, as well as how parents and families were assisted during these unprecedented times. According to our combined data, 2% of those surveyed were not at all frustrated, 40% were rarely, 31% sometimes, 22% were often, and 5% were frustrated very often. Schools with high frustration levels are caused due to various reasons, such as decisions without discussion, lack of resources and online teaching tools, top-down leadership styles approach, and constant unproductive online meetings. It is also indicated that although these reasons for frustration are valid, the feeling is somewhat temporary because teachers have accepted that the remote learning and teaching environment is fluid and some of these issues are basically unchangeable. Schools with lower levels of frustration rely on self-examination, personality assessment, positive online working environment, and a transformational leader. The importance of transformational leadership cannot be overstated. As expressed by Leafman and Son 2012, this leader is capable of nurturing the development of teachers by shaping an organization's spirit, advancing pedagogic reform, boosting staff morale, heightening student engagement, and racking up achievements. This is the type of e-leadership that was discovered in half of our survey schools. This style of leadership is also needed to support the mental health of teachers who can in return assist students and their families while strengthening social partnerships. Dr. Dionysius Trikolis conducted a research paper titled Assisting School Leaders for Remote Leading, and the first pillar is supporting the mental health of teachers. Barbadians often trivialize mental health issues, but the majority of those interviewed indicated that the abrupt move to remote classrooms led to periods of frustration and a feeling of failure. Many educators, families, and students depended on effective e-leadership to assist in the sense-making of this new virtual environment. As Fraser Gonin indicated, the absence of understanding the job of e-leadership in times of emergency can be a reason for frustrating arrangements, or in any event, extending the emergency because of miscommunication or error. Despite these mixed emotions, some of the virtual leaders found ways to use the existing communicative technological tools to support frustrated staff members, parents, and students. For example, some of the principals maintained their open door policy during the remote learning environment via WhatsApp and would offer the staff encouraging, inspiring, and affirmative words. At another school, the e-leader created WhatsApp groups not only for the staff, but also for families and students. These groups were fundamental when parents needed clarity to curb frustration due to misunderstandings. There is no blueprint for this structure, and further analysis will indicate that this ideal culture is not always present in some of our virtual workplaces. Frustration, which leads to stress, can be reduced in our remote learning environment if leaders find ways to assist members of staff, family, and students. It is with optimism that as we continue to navigate these uncharted waters, leaders will lean on one another and collectively combine what works to make such transitions as seamless as possible.